Karthik Masam is a very important, significant and auspicious month in Indian calendar. It is in fact dear to both Lord Shiva as well as Lord Vishnu. Both of them are worshipped by the followers, and for 1 month long festivities are conducted all over India. Many scriptures have extolled the virtues and the importance of Karthika Masa. So if you look at Skanda Purana, it says the month of Kartika is the topmost of other months. It is the most meritorious and purified of all other months. Padma Purana also says, among all 12 months, 1 month of Kartik is dear to Lord Krishna. If somebody performs a little worship of Lord Hari in this month, that devotee is offered his abode. So, in the same way, you will also see the importance of Karthik Purnima, because in this month, everybody will try to perform certain events, some activities, some pujas, some homas, and to accrue more benefits. Many people offer deepams, Kartika Deepam, to different rivers and also take bath in the waters, whether it is Krishna river or Godavari, Penna river or Ganges. So anybody who is interested, and they can go and actually take bath in order to accrue more benefits. And at this time, in general, Ganges, that is Mother Ganga, enters all the waters, whether it is the lakes, whether it is rivers, whether it is in the wells, whether it is in the ponds, it doesn't matter. So she promised that she will enter all these waters so that you can take bath in any of these places. It will be as good as taking bath in Ganges. So all of us will be striving and desiring to go to Kashi and take bath in river Ganges, because Ganges is supposed to be very sacred, very holy, and so that's the reason everybody will be desiring in their life at least once to go and take a dip in the Ganges. Many people, in fact, go and stay in Varanasi. They want to leave their body actually in Varanasi in order to receive the moksha. And one has to be wondering, whenever they go to Kashi, you will find out that water is not as pure as we would like it to be. It is in fact dirty. You will see so many chemicals, so many corpses, that is dead bodies, all the time floating in the Ganges. So when you look at Ganges and see all this dirt, then you will be wondering, how can you call this taking a dip in the Ganges is holy? So that is the question that we want to address. So we all believe Ganges water is very powerful. It has a lot of energy and magnetic power also. And in general, our scriptures talk about the importance of water. Shatapati Brahman says, water is the elixir of immortality. And then in Rigveda, you will find this verse where it says, waters contain all disease dispelling mendicants, and that there is ambrosia in waters, there is healing balm in waters, and there are medical herbs in the waters. So as a result, the water is infused with a lot of energy. Now, when we see, as we mentioned about all the dirt, and during British time, 1896, one of the chemists was deputed by British government to find out to what extent the waters are pure, whether they can spread cholera at that time to other people, because they have so many army people in India at that time. They wanted to make sure they are protected from the cholera. So there is a gentleman by the name Ernest Hankin. He came to India and he started testing the waters in Ganges and so many other places. So he is a bacteriologist and he wanted to test if there are any infectious diseases, especially in the Ganges, because that is where the cholera may spread from one place to another, because so many people take bath in it and then go to different places. And after he completed the research, and he found out so that holy Ganga is really holy in the sense, so it is always pure and there are no bacteria found in the water. He observed there are some viruses, they just pop up and try to eat up all the bacteria, and as a result, the bacteria would not cause any problems, health problems to anybody. And in fact, he wrote that the Ganga and Jamuna were cleaner than most British or European rivers, despite the way they are treated. So you can see why he is saying, and we will find out what he meant by that one. So he feels, at that time the terminology was a little different, but he says he found a protective substance in the water that did not contain the cholera bacteria. So this particular news saying that Ganga water is pure, and even though there is dirty waters and all that, so cholera would not spread to any other people. So Mark Twain came to know about it, and he spent talking to this Ernest Hankins, and then he came to his own conclusion. So I want to just read a few sentences of what Mark Twain had to say about Benares and the cholera incidents. So he says, Benares is often afflicted with cholera. She does not spread it beyond the borders. And according to him, so he says the waters, he mentioned the Ernest actually got the water from the mouth of where all these corpses come from, and tested the water that came from the dead bodies. So he took some dead bodies, and the water that is coming from the dead bodies, he tried to test that water and see if there are some disease affecting bacteria or prevailing, to what extent this bacteria will spread and then kill many people. To his surprise, he says a cubic centimeter of it contained millions of cholera germs. That is true. But at the same time, he says none of these germs will last more than 6 hours. After 6 hours, everything is gone. You won't see them at all. So, but you will see these substances or viruses, and all these viruses will come up and try to eat up the bacteria. As a result, you do not see any cholera spreading to any other places. Later on, in 2014, the BJP government at that time so actually wanted to find out whether the study that was done in 1896 is still true, whether Ganga water is still pure and holy. So they asked the university, that is Institute of Microbiological Technology, to find out whether Ganges water is pure and holy. So Dr. Shanmugam Mayal Raj. So he conducted the research, and then so he found out some novel viruses, a new type of viruses, which he never reported before, never found it before. But these bacteria, he calls them bacteriophages, that are active, and then they are clinically some proved. That means the biophages have so many viruses or complex type of viruses that germinate and then eat up all the bacteria. He identified, or his team identified 20 to 25 interesting viruses which can be used for treatment of tuberculosis, typhoid, pneumonia, cholera, dysentery, diarrhea, meningitis. So you can see that to what extent we can believe in what our scriptures have been saying for so many centuries, saying Ganga, Ganges basically is pure, and it doesn't matter how dirty it could be. You please, whenever you go, try to take bath. If not, at least sprinkle some water, and maybe you can sip a few drops of water, because as far as all these water dirtiness is concerned, so they will disappear in 6 hours. No matter whatever bacteria anybody can find that may cause some problems, health problems, they will not be there after 6 hours. So it has that self-purifying character. And nowhere in the world you will find something similar to it. So that's the reason we feel that, we have to really feel proud that we live in a country where we have Ganges, which enters all the rivers, ponds, and everything else, and on Karthik Purnima day. So now Karthik Purnima day will be coming very soon this year. Please take a bath wherever you are, whether it is a pond, whether it is a lake, whether it is in the well water. So that would really purify you, and it will make you more spiritual.